Hello everyone, great to be back. I hope you all enjoyed the reaction video that I just did. But here we go, we got Money in the Bank. It's going to be on Monday for me, Sunday for the rest of you. Um, yeah, Monday morning for me, so I will be officially back from Supernova by then, and hopefully caught up enough for me to know everything that's going on. But okay, let's run into the predictions for the show. I'm getting this off Wikipedia, and it just shows two matches that I see no reason why they have to be on the pre-show, either one. So I'm suspecting one of these will be bumped to the main show because they'll look good. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches. At least one of them's got to be bumped to the main show. And I suspect that will be the Dolph Ziggler Baron Corbin one. Okay, so let's kick it off with that, shall we? Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. Well, honestly, I think Baron Corbin will win. I have no problems with the guy, and I think you got to keep that if they want to make him like the next guy. I would keep having him win. Then we have Apollo Crews versus Sheamus. I think Apollo Crews should have stayed in NXT a little while longer. I'm thinking he eventually will get bumped back down to the NXT roster because I know nothing about this guy. But I know he was a big indie guy, and I know he moves great around the ring, but I need to know the guy, you know. And I just think Sheamus is going to steamroll over him because he's Triple H's guy. So, and that's what I would do anyway for both those matches. That's exactly what I would do. Now I'm going to skip the other two it has here for the main events and just go to what I think will open the show, which is Rusev versus Titus O'Neil. And the only reason this is not on the pre-show is because it's for the US title. Yeah, I say Rusev's going to win because Titus is just coming back from a suspension. I don't think they're going to have him start winning again. I really don't care about him or Darren Young, so I don't see why. And I much rather like Rusev and Lana anyway, so yeah. Then I think what will happen is we'll go to the women's match, which is Charlotte and Dana Brooke versus Natalya and Becky Lynch. I'd have Becky Lynch get the pin over, or the submission over Dana Brooke. I see no reason to have Charlotte lose, but Dana Brooke, there's no harm in her getting beat. Either that or have Charlotte beat Natalya. That's the other way to go. But honestly, I think Becky Lynch getting the submission victory over Dana Brooke would be the right thing to do. So then I guess we go to the tag match, and then I'll cover the three main events. The New Day versus the Club, which is what I would call them. It's just the club. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. I know that's not the main guys, but yeah, just call them the Club. Enzo and Big Cass and the Vaudevillains. Honestly, it's a toss-up for me between putting the belts on Enzo and Cass, or putting them on Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, and even possibly having the New Day retain them. I just don't think the Vaudevillains are going to do it. But gun to my head, I would say because of all the build-up they're going to do, and because of the result I think may happen, like even that, I don't know. Damn, What? This is a hard. This is honestly hard. I just started rolling this, and I honestly, if it were me, I'd have the New Day um, lose them to Enzo and Cass. Is this? This is not elimination rules, so depending on who they put in, I would have Enzo pin one of the Vaudevillains, and that's how they do it. And then New Day can say, "Hey, we weren't pinned," and then the Carl Anderson and that can say, "Hey, neither were we," and they can go into the next show and have have a triple threat or just another match. Okay, then I think that, like, if it were me, I'd put AJ and John Cena in next. So yeah. Now, the way I see this, if Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows win the titles, there's no reason for AJ to win the match. If the club doesn't win the tag titles, AJ should win. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. Is AJ? You need to build up the club if they're going to be your next big threat on SmackDown or Raw, or whatever they end up deciding. I know there's rumors that AJ is going to be the big star of SmackDown, and I know there's a lot of rumors too that they're going to bring back the World Heavyweight title. I don't see a need to do that. Not yet, at least. I think, honestly, until they build up SmackDown as a viable show, it's fine if they just keep going and they keep the tag titles comboed. I think they're doing a great job, at least putting people together as tag teams so they can eventually do that. Okay, then we have Money in the Bank. Now, honestly, I think what they're ending up doing is putting Money in the Bank earlier if they're going to do what I think they should do. You got Kevin Owens, Cesaro, Sami Zayn, Chris Jericho, Dean Ambrose, and Alberto Del Rio. Now let's look at these names. Okay, Dean Ambrose, he's had a shot at a big couple of shots at the title. So I don't think they need to give the Money in the Bank to him. Alberto Del Rio, he's already been a Money in the Bank guy, so I don't think he's going to win. Chris Jericho, well-established star, does not need the Money in the Bank. So that puts him out. So that leaves us with Kevin Owens, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn. Well, Cesaro, now current champion, is a babyface. So Sami Zayn and Cesaro are out. So that leaves Kevin Owens. Process of elimination, Kevin Owens, I think, is going to win the Money in the Bank. He's on the verge of becoming a big star. If you put the Money in the Bank on him, guess what? Instant. Big time top heel in the company. So then we do what I think we should do is, if this match happens earlier in the night, Kevin Owens, much like Kane, cashes in the main event, either after the match and wins the title after that. And maybe that's why there is only 6 matches on the card right now, because they're going to still have time and they want to have another match. And I would have Kevin Owens walk out with the world title. No reason not to do it. Roman's had a pretty good run. Either that or we hold off to SummerSlam. Because otherwise, honestly, I just see Kevin Owens is a rocket ship ready to go. If he holds on to it, I don't think that's good. I think strike while the iron's hot, man. Put the belt on him. See what happens. And then you can have Brock come back after his big fight and have Brock come in as a babyface and challenge Kevin Owens for the title. And I think that would be a big match for SummerSlam. Either that or you could have... I don't see any reason not to do it all in one night. I really don't. I don't see Cesaro winning it. I just don't think you need to put... I think it's a bit too early. He's just getting started, getting pushed. It's not like he's been in a ton of main events. Sami Zayn is still pretty much a new entity as well. And as I said, the other guys don't really need it. Out of the other three, Dean Ambrose is a possibility. But again, I don't see any reason why you just can't throw Dean Ambrose into a world title match. Same with Chris Jericho, same with Alberto Del Rio. Yeah. And they're only doing one, and we got the draft coming up. That might be another time to do it, but like honestly, you cash in, and you can do like what they did at WrestleMania. I don't think you need to do another cash in at WrestleMania. I don't see if any of these guys win, I think, yeah, you can just do the cash in on that night. The only one, if they do give it to Cesaro, I think you need to have him win constantly, and it'd just be, when's this guy going to cash it in? Sami Zayn, same thing. You would have to have him on a winning streak before it even comes close. Chris Jericho, Dean Ambrose, and Alberto Del Rio, any of them do it, cash it in on that night. But honestly, I say Kevin Owens is the one you need to give it to. He cashes it in that night or the next night, or whenever the draft is going to be. Okay, that's simple. Yeah. So those are my predictions, guys. I don't know how many people are going to watch this, but honestly, I think that is what we need to do. Like, is what they need to do. I don't see any way out of it. I think that's what you need to do. You need to give Kevin Owens the briefcase and have him walk out. Okay, so hang on, just one thing. If Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins happens and there's no cash in, Roman Reigns walks out with the belt. Because if all those predictions, if all those come right, Roman Reigns needs to walk into, I think Battlegrounds next. Fine. Another nothing pay-per-view. Fine. You can do a rematch, add people to it or something. Have it. Honestly, by then, hopefully the draft has happened, and you can have one from each brand, and then boom, just keep going like that. Fine. But anyway, I've described before how I would do the brand split and all that. I may do another video on something like that, but yeah. Alright, I will catch you all later.